Now, as thousands flee Afghanistan following that Taliban takeover and the UK government announcing a resettlement scheme for those in need of refuge, local councils in the northeast of England have vowed to provide a safer future for Afghan families in crisis.
OK, well, the UK government's announced a resettlement scheme for 20,000 of those in need of refuge. Local councils in the northeast providing a safer future. They want to do that. Let's get to our reporter, Rachel Sweeney, live for us outside Durham County Hall for us, home of the County Council. Good morning to you, Rachel. What's been the response? What are they going to do? This sounds great.
Hi, good morning, Kirsty and Simon. Yes, all of the North East councils have released statements saying that they fully support the government-funded resettlement scheme for Afghan nationals. Now, the North East is in a great position to welcome people who are resettling, because when the Syrian crisis was at its height and people were relocated then, the North East took in 3 times more than the UK's 2 wealthiest regions, London and the South East. There are plenty of provisions in place here. Yesterday I spoke to 12 community organisations specifically set up for refugees and asylum seekers. There is lots of support. There is lots of places that people can go to access contacts for any kind of support, mental health, employment, and also just to find other people who are in a similar situation to them, because it can be quite lonely if you're coming over here as an individual and not as a family member. Now, just to quote some of the councils, Newcastle has said it stands ready to play its part. Northumberland is the only one we've had numbers from. They said they'll take 3 families initially and then a further 3. Sunderland has said it's always helped with refugee and asylum dispersal schemes, and it will do so again with the Afghan nationals. Well, I'm outside of Durham County Council, and they've said, in line with our commitment to offering humanitarian support to appropriate numbers of vulnerable individuals through the government-funded resettlement scheme, we are assisting with the emergency situation. Well, earlier I spoke to Councillor Luke Alan Holmes about what that means in reality.
Well, we're not too sure on the numbers that we're going to be welcoming here to County Durham just yet. I mean, County Durham is known as a place for its warm, its welcoming, and its caring community spirit that we all love so much here. So we do stand with councils up and down the country in doing our duty to provide that welcoming community spirit here for refugees fleeing from Afghanistan coming into our community. And of course that's through the government's relocation scheme, and we're ready to do our job.
And that's something that has been echoed by all of the other councils. Again, Darlington, just as it did with those fleeing Syria, it will play its part too. In Gateshead, they've already been taking in Afghan nationals, and they have been doing so for the last month. They are very proactive with supporting refugees over there, already welcoming people from Afghanistan. Dedicated team they have to support integration of refugees. They've said in the past month we've welcomed a number of families and individuals, and going forward we will support more people. There are a lot of provisions in place. Standing here in County Durham, there's been lots of cars going past, people going to work. Everything's very much day to day. I'm opposite St Leonard's School. Down the road there's Frammelgate School, Durham. Often see young girls walking to school, and it really has just been a real wake-up call that for some people around the world there's an unimaginable fear to be able to do those regular things that you can't go out without a man. I've just been listening to Tom Harwood talking about women throwing their babies over barbed wire fences to try and get them to the West so that they can have a better life. I was a mother, that just absolutely broke my heart. We can't imagine the fear that they have and the alternative that there is if that is your best option. So yes, the North East is here. We are welcoming families, and there is so many provisions here. Hopefully people will integrate with ease, and we'll have more on that going forward.
Yeah, breaks all of our hearts, Rachel. Thank you so much. Good to hear that they will be doing something. Yeah, it definitely needs to happen, doesn't it? Thank you very much for that.
Now,